G'day and welcome to Wine Week. I'm Danny.
And I'm Brad.
This week I'm going to kick off with a wine from a winemaker we looked at last week. Yeah, Seppelt, a great Victorian producer. And look, one of our personal favourites there, Chalambar Shiraz. Now this is a great wine whether or not you're picking it up at a bottle shop or picking it up in a restaurant, because it is on a lot of pubs and restaurant wine lists, because look, let's face it, it's great value for money, and the 08 version of the Shiraz, no exception there. This is a cracker straight out of the bottle. Definitely a few years of bottle age if you've got the time and the wherewithal to stick it somewhere where you won't open it, because let's face it, this is a wine that you could open right now and have gobs full of fun with. Beautiful, spicy Shiraz flavours, big, bold, without being just a whack in the gob, but at the same time it's a gorgeous wine with a fair bit of subtlety and kind of a silky sort of texture right now. And that's a great thing from a relatively inexpensive 08 Shiraz. So, the Seppelt Chalambar, get into it.
Yeah. And if you go to one of the big retailers at the moment, they have got this at a ridiculously low price. And we know there's war out there. They're all discounting and undercutting each other. But this is so seriously undervalued at the moment in the bottle shops. Go out and get 6 of them right now.
Yeah, it's certainly. Hook into that.
Speaking of another good value red, and this is the Capel Vale Margaret River Cab Sav. Now, this is their regional series label. Now, great price here, around the $20 mark again, which a few of them we've been looking at recently. But this from the 2008 vintage, and now we talked up how good the 2007 vintage in Margaret River was. A number of the wines coming across the desk were just hit after hit. 2008 looks like being as good, some might say even potentially better. In fact, when we interviewed Janice McDonald at the Good Food and Wine Show a little while ago, she was thinking that her 08s were going to turn out even better than the 07s. So that's a huge statement. So these guys, Capel Vale, are doing some really good work at this price point as well. They've got some of their more top-end stuff, which is fantastic as well. But the regional series, really approachable price-wise. Some lovely fine tannins here that will reward a bit of cellaring. If you can put it down for a few years, and they'll knit together quite nicely, and you'll have a lovely aged Margaret River Cabernet. So Capel Vale, really worth a look.
Yeah, and we all know Margaret River Cabernet, what a great match. Now, speaking of great matches, we look at a lot of Mornington Peninsula wines on the show, but generally what we look at are their Pinot Noirs, because let's face it, that's a great match, the Mornington Peninsula and Pinot. But the other thing that's great down there is Chardonnay. And this, the 10X, the 10 minutes by Tractor Chardonnay, a ripper. Now, this is not exactly super cheap, because let's face it, there aren't that many Mornington Peninsula wines that are super cheap. Land prices are just sky high down there, partly from people who just want to have a little bit of a home away from home from Melbourne, and the land prices are high. So, look, this though, great value for money, even at above the $25 mark. Gorgeous kind of nutty, melony, sort of apricot-y sort of flavours in there. Not over the top, not overworked, not over buttered, not over oaked. And look, we talk about new style Chardonnay from Australia. This is right in the valley, right in the line, and it's a great option. 10 minutes by Tractor basically means that they've got a couple of vineyards around the place, but none of them are more than 10 minutes by Tractor from their home base. So a great little name, a great little label, and a great little wine.
Yeah, look, and that's a couple of Chardonnays in a row we've done now, so that'll keep all you Chardonnay fans happy.
Yeah, definitely. Anyhow, that's it for this on Wine Week. We'll see you all again next week.
See you next week.